is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Uberkooledgarage. On this week's episode, we're going to hop right back into Ryan's car. A lot has gone on since the last video, which was, I think, 2 months ago. Been super busy with work. Ryan had some issues that he had to deal with, but it sounds like everything's going good on that front. So he was going to come pick up the car, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago. Unfortunately, with his stuff going on, he wasn't able to. We run into some very serious problems with his car. And then, as you can see behind me, the bug is in 2 separate pieces. So the next video will probably be on the bug. I'll kind of give you guys an update on what's going on with all of that stuff. But let's go ahead and hop into this episode, and I hope you guys enjoy. All right, well, as you can see, the motor's back in. I kind of didn't film anything after I got the motor out. Ended up getting super busy and just came home from work one night and slammed the whole thing back in. So I didn't get a chance to explain what happened. We ended up talking to Out Front. They are awesome guys down there. Kind of walked us through the whole thing. Well, walked Ryan through the whole thing. Sent him a couple pictures and stuff like that. The clutch was actually the right clutch. And we had the correct throwout bearing. But we had the wrong clutch fork. So clutch fork was different, which was pushing too far out. So when the clutch was just in standstill, it was actually pushing on the actual clutch springs. So if you remember correctly, I ended up welding a plate on this. So I don't know if when Ryan got this transmission, if they maybe accidentally threw the wrong forks in there or what, but we ended up ordering a new clutch fork and slid it in, and it worked out great. The actual throwout bearing seemed like it was in a way better place. I slid the motor in, bolted it up, hopped in the car, pushed on the clutch. It actually felt like a normal clutch instead of something extremely stiff. So the clutch felt great. I have since started the car up, put the car in gear, let the clutch out, and the car moves. I am still having a very hard time tuning this thing. So I haven't filmed startup and driving and stuff like that. I can get it started, and it runs for a minute, and then it'll shut off. I was having problems with the map sensor up here, so the map sensor scaling wasn't working. Unplugged it, tested the leads, made sure everything worked right. I'm showing atmospheric pressure when this car is running, so ended up changing a couple things in the computer and changed the wiring back here a little bit. I think what was going on was I had the sensor ground and the computer sensor flipped. So now the computer is actually seeing vacuum on this motor, and all of that stuff's kind of working out now. But now it's running weird. So I'm still trying to kind of process and get everything and all of that. So kind of, I don't know. I need to dig through, watch a couple more videos to try and figure out maybe I'm missing something. But once I get this thing running right, should be a running driving car. Been having some serious issues, but it seems like the more that I change, the better it gets. So there's just something in there that I'm missing that I need to fix. But after that, the only thing I have left on the car is touch up the bed liner in the front side of the hood, and I think touch up paint on the front hood. I think that's it. So we are extremely close. I don't know if this will be a full-length video or kind of a short one with all of the final bits and pieces on it. But this is definitely going to be the last video of this car. So fingers crossed everything works out. I don't know if this video will come out after he picks it up or before, but so far so good. Just gotta kind of tweak a little bit more on the computer. Oh, more issues with this motor. I have been fighting for days to try and get this thing running right. As soon as I start it up, it jumps up to 2,000 RPM, which usually indicates vacuum leak. I have actually hooked the smoke machine up to it multiple times, and have found that the majority of the hoses in here are so brittle that they are cracked like this. They just snap right off. So I have basically gone through and fixed all of those with no luck. It's still, the second you start it up, jumps up to 2,000 RPM, which when we first started the motor, did not have that issue. So I've been fighting and fighting, going through the tune, every single thing that I can think of. I took the ignition timing and dropped it almost to 0. I have dropped the fuel almost down to 0, and nothing has been working. So replaced all the hoses, hooked up the vacuum or the smoke machine to it. Everything looked great. So finally, I kind of thought maybe the supercharger is forcing air past the throttle blade, which ended up not being the case. So I took the boost pipe off of the intake, off of the throttle body, started the car up. It still ran up to like 20 or 1,700 RPM or so, which is still way too high, especially with the throttle body being closed all the way. Oh, sorry about that, guys. The gimbal died right in the middle of that whole thing. So with the throttle body being closed all of the way, that wasn't the case. So I started it up, and you can see down in there, you have the slot there, which is the factory idle air control valve right there. It's stuck open. I went ahead and put my fingers over that one when the engine was running, and it killed it. So, as you can see, the throttle body had to come off. These screws have been in here since God knows when, probably the 90s. So we're going to have to probably cut the heads off of those screws, pull the idle air control valve off, put on a blank plate, and replace the screws. I actually think I have some extra screws, so I'll throw those in. I'll clean up this throttle body. Another thing that I did notice when I was pulling the throttle body off is the coolant in this is pretty much completely plugged up. So I'm trying to decide if I want to bypass the throttle body, or if I want to just try and clean this out the best that I can to hopefully get rid of all the gunk that's in there. I'll think about it, and I'll let you guys know what I decide. But let's go ahead and snap this off and make a blank off plate. Well, I've been trying for a couple days to get the blinkers working in his car. It's kind of the last thing on the wiring list that isn't really working, other than license plate lights, but I'm pretty sure that those are just bulbs. The blinkers have been an absolute nightmare. Everything underneath, all of the fuses down there, the terminals were kind of crusty. So I wasn't getting a good signal. So I had to go through, sand all of the terminals off, go up into the other side, sand all of those terminals down. I had to look up wiring diagrams and everything. So finally figured out that one of the terminals didn't have a super great connection. So sanded it down, started wiggling stuff around. I could get it to blink occasionally on the hazards. Figured out that terminal was crusty, sanded it down, cleaned it up, got the hazard switch to start working, started digging into the actual blinkers themselves, and turns out that somebody has replaced the turn signal switch in here and wire nutted everything together. So the right side terminal was just open like this. And of course, as soon as I started tearing into it, the whole blinker mechanism came apart. So now I got to try and put it back together. But what I'm going to do is get rid of the wire nuts, because I can't put this thing back together and shove the whole thing in here with the wire nuts. They're just too bulky. So what I'm going to end up doing is soldering and heat shrinking all of these terminals. I'll get rid of this one here that goes to absolutely nothing. I'll pull that all the way through and out. Just get rid of that wire completely. All right, guys, so that's all I have for you. A lot of work has gone on. The car is so close. Have one major problem that we'll get into in the next video of his car, which might be next week. I'm not 100% sure. I basically have an entire video of bug stuff. So if you guys let me know what you guys want to see. Do you guys want a bug update, or do you want a finish video on Ryan's car? That would be awesome. But we're gonna fix the problem on Ryan's car, and we'll go ahead and do a first drive and all that stuff. Huge updates on the bug. Got a lot of progress going on. Have a ton of parts, a ton of tools. Basically just been collecting the whole time that I've been working on Ryan's car, but it is 100% go time with the bug, and I might here in the next couple weeks bring home another one. So I'm gonna try and work that stuff out, but we'll see how that goes. But for now, we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out, guys.